Hi everyone, welcome back to Paul's Learning Hub. And today we are going to discuss more about past tense. From the given timeline, it is very clear that past tense means some certain actions that happened in the past, which means before the present time. The certain actions that took place in the past, which means before the present time, can be denoted in past tense. So here, through this video, we are going to discuss more about simple past tense, past continuous tense, past perfect tense, and past perfect continuous tense. Now let us begin one by one. And those who are watching our channel for the first time, I advise you to go through our first part of tense, tense part 1, which describes about present tense. And please press the subscribe button for the timely updates.
Like present tense, here in past tense also, we begin with simple past. The formula for writing simple past tense is subject plus the second form of the verb plus object. From the timeline, it is very clear. Simple past tense means the completed actions in the past. That means the actions started and completed in past itself. For example, he went to the park yesterday. The total action completed yesterday itself. Here we have used the second form of the verb go, that is went, to denote the time notation here. In the case of verbs, in most cases, we can make the second form of the verb by simply adding ed to the base form of the verb, just like called, called, work, worked, walk, walked, start, started, and so on. They are called regular verbs. But in some cases, we might have noticed the second form of the verb is totally different from the base form, like speak, spoke, write, wrote, built, built, give, gave, and so on. Such verbs, they are called irregular verbs. Now let us see the occasions where we can use past tense or simple past tense. First of all, an action that happened in the past and is complete at the time of speaking. For example, she taught in that school last year. The police caught the thief red-handed. Or we enjoyed our trip to the beach, and so on. In a second situation, we use simple past tense in order to show the habitual past actions, like he swam for an hour every day. We always ran in the annual marathon, and so on. Our next topic is past continuous tense. The formula for writing past continuous is subject plus was or were plus the ing form of the verb plus object. Here, two helping verbs are given in the form of was or were. From the table in the right corner, it can be easily understood that was is used along with the subjects like I, he, she, it, or any singular names. Where is used along with the subjects like you, we, they, or any plural names. For example, I was traveling to Delhi. Here, was is used along with I. The children were running towards the park. Here, the subject is plural, that is the children. So, we have used there were. And from the given timeline for past continuous tense, it can be easily told that past continuous means unfinished ongoing actions in the past. Past continuous means unfinished ongoing actions in the past. We may use some certain words like when, while, as, at that time, while writing the past continuous tense. Now let us see where we use past continuous tense. We use past continuous tense to show that an action was going on at some time in the past. For example, he was watching TV all afternoon. We were discussing the project last night. Similarly, we use past continuous tense when we talk of an action that was in progress when another action took place. There are two actions are mentioned here. So we use the past continuous tense along with the simple past tense. See, from the example it can be understood where we have to use simple past tense, where we have to use past continuous tense. For example, when I saw him, he was buying vegetables. Here, in first case, we have used simple past tense, when I saw him. It is followed by past continuous. He was buying vegetables. Similarly, in second example, the bell rang while he was taking bath. And in another occasion where we have to use past continuous is that for habits that were persistent in the past. Some time back, some certain action or some habits were persistent, but not now. For example, the old man was always grumbling. That dog was always barking at people in the street. These actions were mentioned about something happened in the past, not about in the present time. Our next topic is past perfect tense. The formula for writing past perfect is subject plus helping verb had plus the third form of the verb plus object. For example, he had left for Paris before you called. Or Mary had eaten when Anu reached. The past perfect tense is used to talk of two related actions in the past. There are two actions, both are happening in the past. In such a situation, we use the past perfect for the first action, not the first sentence. The first action we use past perfect tense, and simple past for the second action, not the second sentence, the second action. See the examples. When we reached the theatre, the play had started. Here the starting of play, it is a first action. That is why we have used their past perfect tense. The play had started. And we reached the theatre, that is the second action. That is why we have used there the simple past tense. Similarly, she had left before we reached there. And here comes the timeline for past perfect tense. As we seen, this tense describes completed events that took place in the past before another past event. Already we have discussed the examples. One more example here comes. The Titanic had received many warnings before it hit the iceberg. Here two actions are there, received and hit. So the first action was received. That's why we have used the past perfect tense, had received. It is followed by hit, simple past tense. Similarly, another example, I had already eaten when my friend stopped by to visit. The fourth past tense is past perfect continuous. The form of writing past perfect continuous is that subject plus had been plus the ing form of the verb plus object. For example, he had been going to Mumbai regularly before he lost his job. And we use the past perfect continuous tense to talk of an action that started before a point of time in the past and continued up to that point of time. There was a point of time in the past itself and it was continued up to that point of time. For example, she had been sleeping all morning when the doorbell woke her up. Here both the actions happening in the past. She had been sleeping from the morning and when the doorbell rang, she woke up. So similarly, I had been driving for 8 hours before I reached home. And here in the timeline of past perfect continuous, we can understand this tense is used to emphasize the duration of an action that was completed before another action or event in the past tense itself. Here two actions are there. For the first action we use past perfect continuous tense, and for second action we can use simple past tense. See the example once again. She had been driving around the city for 3 hours before she finally found the right office. Now let us conclude what we have seen so far. The formulas for all the 4 tenses. For simple past, we use subject plus the second form of the verb plus object, whereas for past continuous, we use was or were plus the ing form of the verb, and for perfect tense, we use had plus the third form of the verb, and for past perfect continuous, we have to use subject plus had been plus the ing form of the verb. The future tense will be followed in the third part of this video, which will be uploaded shortly. If you still not have subscribed to our channel, please press the subscribe button for the timely updates.